welcome back to my channel. I know that it's an unusual location, but I just wanted to share one topic that I had the opportunity to watch some like few days ago. But before doing that, if you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. And if it's your first time to be here, my name is Michelle, and I share content about bit of everything like nursing, lifestyle, beauty, and all the good stuff. So I will be happy to have you in the YouTube family. So the topic I would like to discuss today, or just to share, is like 2 days or 3 days ago I was watching the news, and one news just catch my attention, and it was when UK has been like considered the second most miserable country in the world. And that was, I said, oh my goodness, how come? And I just wanted to talk about that. And there was like, the first one was like Uzbekistan, and I think, I don't remember the other ones, but I can like put at some point the list of the country, the most miserable country, and the list about the most like happiest country. And surprisingly, the list of the most happiest country were like country like Sri Lanka, Tanzania, Nigeria. So I was quite surprised because I was not expecting that, and I asked myself why UK has been like declared or has been put in the list of the one of the most miserable country. I think it's a global thing. I don't believe like UK is the only country that is facing like those like moments of challenging, because obviously we are facing first of all, we need to remember that obviously 4 years ago there was like a world pandemic. So I think that it's a lot to do with that, which make everything hard. And even now that there is not a pandemic situation anymore, I think that we're gonna pay the price of that for a long time. And that's why probably there's like a period of like unhappiness. And this period of pandemic like affected us not only like financially, even like socially as well, because children born at that time, or even like children that was like were small, like had like consequences on their learning. The fact that they were staying in the house for a long period of time, that affected their ability to socialize with other children as well, or even their ability to learn. So I think that this can be considered as a factor as well. So I think that the pandemic is a factor. And one of the consequences of the pandemic is like the living crisis as well, because I mean, everybody is struggling. Like when you go to the supermarket, you see that basically you take less and you spend more, and this is really challenging. And the fact that you can't afford like to go to holiday less, and prices like are rising, and you find yourself that you have less money, and you need to cope to live. You can afford to buy less stuff, and I think that is one of the consequences that make people like not being happy, because obviously the standard of living like gonna decrease. If before you could afford to buy more stuff, or you could afford more holiday and stuff like that, you find yourself that you can afford, unfortunately, less. And let's not talk about the renting. The renting is like, it's another topic. You find yourself that like your renting not only is increasing, finding like a 2-bedroom flat is so challenging nowadays. Not only that, where I stay, before the pandemic, you could afford to find a 2-bedroom flat with like 500, 550, but now is impossible. It's impossible to find a 2-bedroom flat for $550, and the price is like, even you don't have to go like to city center. City center is even like a no-go zone, but even if you go farther out in the countryside area, you find yourself that it's still expensive. It's like between 700 and 750, sometimes it's even 800 pounds for a miserable 2-bedroom flat. And there hasn't been like a noticeable increase on the salaries, because what is the increment of the salary? So it's of course that people are not happy. They have like less money in their pocket in the end of the month, and people are struggling to go even like for small leisure, like going to the cinema, going into a restaurant. Like it's so expensive. Everything has become so expensive. So I feel like that is the reflection of the situation that we are crossing nowadays. And I'm not even going to touch like the interest rate. Before the pandemic, the interest rate used to be between like 1.9 and like 2.7, no, even like 2.07. And now it's hard to find an interest rate for a mortgage less than 4. It's super hard. I mean, and people obviously, they can't afford to buy a house or even to buy a flat. And what I noticed as well, that a lot of people are reselling, are like downsizing, from coming from like a 2-bedroom house to downsize to like a 2 or 3-bedroom flat. That is the cause of like interest rate and people not being able to afford. So even if you check on the market, houses are so expensive, and bigger houses are coming back to the market, because obviously people that were paying like 1.7 or 1.8% of interest from one day to another day, they find themselves that they have 4% and 5% of interest. And that's, I mean, it's hard to take in, and a lot of people cannot afford that. So they need to sell their own houses, and like to to downsize, and in order to get something cheaper, which I feel like for someone that has been always living in like a big house, being able to afford a certain standard of like life, need unfortunately to give up all that and to like downsize. Not only that, to afford less than what family used to afford, which is really sad, and that make me scared. I'm really scared, and I hope that the situation will get better, and I hope that things will come into like a bit of normality. I know that probably, for example, for housing, we will never see like, I don't think that the interest rate being again like 1 or 2%. I think that we should just forget about it. But I hope that inflation rate will like normalize a bit, and becoming a bit like affordable. Life will be a bit more affordable, and like I think that now the strategies is like try to cut down on like unnecessary spending, or try to live within our means, because I think that is the next step to do. And maybe to put some strategies, like, because my parents always says that like nowadays your salary is not enough anymore, like putting in plan new strategies, like if you have a skill, try to make something out of that skill. Or I don't know, if you know how to cook, you can like start a business. Or even if you know how to do hair, how to do makeup. I know people that are making such a good amount of money by using their skills. And it's tough moments are coming, and I think that is not the end. And I hope that people will like manage to live within their own means and manage to find like a coping mechanism, and I hope that people will manage to keep like their mental health like sane, like keep I hope that people will still cope and we still be happy, but maybe make some adjustment and making sure that like they are mentally happy and try to fight to still manage to live a happy life. And that's what I wanted to share, because that was really sad, and I was not expecting about that news. And I think that we just need to live with what we've got and not to overdo, and still try to live, because obviously life is we only live once, but we just need to be careful and just like to be careful on the way we invest and the way we use our money and the way the choices we make as well. And like that is like coping mechanism we can put into place in order to still continue. And I hope even like the prices in the supermarket, I know that it's something to do with like the war and the politics. I hope that this will come to an end, because like every time that I'm going to the supermarket, every time that I enter in a shop, like the prices, even like I'm not talking within a long period of time, but even within like days, you just find like the increment day by days, which is really discouraging. And I hope that things will start to like stabilize a bit, and like so in order that we can like start to live again, because I think that a lot of us out there are like surviving, which is not the best of way to live. And that's what I wanted to share. And I don't know, what do you think? Do you think that things will be better in the near future, or things will like be worse, or what do you think? I'm sure that everybody has noticed obviously the inflation, the increases of houses, the increases of like food, and like even leisure, everything has increased. What do you think? There will be like a period of things, a period where things will become better, or do you think that we just need to cope with that it's become worse and worse and worse? What do you think? I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I'm waiting, like even I will chat with you to see if what do you think about the situation, and like share your thought with me. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.